You're not haunted by your past. You're addicted to it. Every time you tell that story about what happened to you, you're not explaining yourself. You're reinforcing a pattern. Psychology calls this rehearsal. You call it venting. Either way, you're training your brain to keep you exactly where you are. Your past doesn't define you, but you keep redefining yourself by it. You hold on to trauma like it's an identity card. You drag failures behind you like they're proof of something. And the worst part, you think you're being honest. You think you're just acknowledging reality. You're not. You're choosing it. The brain doesn't distinguish between remembering something and experiencing it. Neuroscience proves this. When you replay that betrayal, that loss, that embarrassment, your nervous system responds as if it's happening now. Your body tenses, your heart rate shifts, stress hormones flood your system. You're not healing by revisiting it, you're reliving it. And every time you do, you carve that groove a little deeper. Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind becomes what it repeatedly dwells upon. Epictetus taught that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. They didn't say this to comfort you. They said it because it's mechanical. It's how the system works. Your past happened, that's a fact. But the meaning you assign to it, that's a choice you make every single day. Most people don't want to hear this. They've built entire identities around what was done to them. They've spent years constructing narratives where they're the victim, the underdog, the one who got screwed over. And those narratives feel true because they've been repeated so many times. But repetition doesn't equal truth. It equals habit. You had a bad childhood. Okay, so did millions of others. Some of them stayed broken, some of them became exactly what hurt them. And some of them walked away and built something different. The past was the same, the outcome wasn't. The variable wasn't what happened. It was what they did with the present moment after it ended. You peaked in high school. Fine, that was then. But you're still talking about it now because you haven't done anything worth talking about since. The past feels better than the present because you've made the present empty. You've spent so much time looking backward that you forgot to build forward. The truth is uncomfortable. You don't have a past problem. You have a present problem. And the past is just the excuse you use to avoid dealing with it. People love saying, "I can't help it. That's just how I was raised." That's not insight. That's surrender. You're handing control of your life to people and events that no longer exist. You're letting ghosts make your decisions. Evolution wired you to remember threats. That's survival, but it didn't wire you to stay in them. The mechanism is supposed to help you avoid danger, not live in it permanently. Somewhere along the line, you confused remembering with honoring. You confused awareness with attachment. Letting go doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen. It means refusing to let it happen again inside your head every single day. Here's something most won't tell you. I never ask anyone to subscribe. I never beg for validation or attention. That's a signal of doubt. This content isn't for everyone. It's a filter. The people who recognize truth don't need to be convinced. They stay because they choose to. The same applies to you. Stop waiting for permission to move on. Judge yourself by what you do now, not what was done to you then. You think holding on to the past keeps you grounded. It doesn't. It keeps you paralyzed. You think remembering your failures keeps you humble. It doesn't. It keeps you scared. You think your trauma makes you deep. It doesn't. It makes you stuck, and the longer you hold on, the harder it gets to let go. Not because the past gets stronger, because you do. You get stronger at being weak. You get better at explaining why you can't. You get skilled at justifying inaction. Discipline doesn't care about your story. The weight doesn't get lighter because you had it hard. The market doesn't pay you more because you were underestimated. Reality is indifferent. And every moment you spend relitigating what already happened is a moment you're not spending building what comes next. Stoicism teaches that the only time you have power is now. Not yesterday, not 10 years ago. Now, this breath, this decision, this action. The rest is memory. And memory is just electricity and chemistry. It's not solid. It's not law, it's pattern. And patterns can change, but they only change when you stop feeding them. You don't need closure. You need distance. You don't need to forgive everyone. You need to stop letting them live rent-free in your mind. You don't need to make peace with the past. You need to stop negotiating with it. Every time you bring it up, you're voting for it. Every time you use it as a reason, you're giving it authority. And the more you do that, the more real it becomes. Not because it is real, because you're making it real. The past is dead. It only walks because you carry it. Most people will never accept this. They'll defend their suffering like it's sacred. They'll argue for their limitations like they're facts. And they'll stay stuck, convinced that they're just being realistic. You can be one of them. Or you can recognize that the present moment is the only moment that actually exists. Everything else is narrative, and you're the one writing it. Stop writing yourself as the person things happen to. Start writing yourself as the person who moves. Regardless, no one's coming to give you permission. No one's going to validate your decision to let go. This isn't a group activity. It's a solo choice you make in silence, with no audience, no applause, and no guarantee. You either do it or you don't. And tomorrow, you'll be defined by what you did today. Not by what happened years ago. Not by the hand you were dealt. By the move you made when no one was watching. That's the only past that actually matters. The one you're creating right now. Comfort ends here. No sympathy,